This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios here in Kukumlemle at digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country including ATL FM in Cape Coast, A1 Radio in Bolgatanga, and Radio Max in Tade. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed App, Digibank, Let's Go, and Teleso G. Just a touch. In this edition, National Identification Authority dismisses claims by the opposition NDC that it intends to assist the Electoral Commission rig the 2020 polls in favor of the NPP.
The National Identification Authority is not involved in any criminal enterprise, and that the National Identification Authority has acted with utmost integrity.
We'll hear from the Executive Secretary of the NIA, Professor Ken Atefa. President Akufo-Addo cast sword for continuation of maternity block abandoned for 47 years at the Konfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital following Joy News documentary.
In 2012, we had 152 deaths.
Mothers.
2013, 126. 2014, 108. 2015, 102. And last year was 91.
We're live from the Konfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, where an average of 115 mothers died annually between 2012 and 2016. Once you meet requirements to hold office as special prosecutor, your age is immaterial. The basis of the landmark decision of the Supreme Court that declared Martin Amidu eligible to be special prosecutor. We have details here on the Midday News and Sports.
Football resumes in Germany after being suspended because of COVID-19. We'll find out how the country has been preparing for the return of the Bundesliga.
And later,
I go be the sugar in your cocoa, butter in my bread. Mama, give me cocoa, give me ginger. I go be the sugar in your cocoa, butter in your bread. Mama, give me cocoa, give me ginger. Obi today.
we put the spotlight on young Ghanaian high life and Afrobeat crooner Kiddy, whose vocal dexterity has seen him rise to become one of the best in the game.
My life is a testimony to the youth. I always use that because that is who I am, that is what I've gone through. So I just use that to inspire somebody.
Say you love me, baby, say you love me.
But he's been trending for the wrong reasons in the last 24 hours. We'll hear why here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Please stay for details. And our very first story for this afternoon, in 3 years, the mother and baby unit of the Konfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, abandoned for 47 years, will be completed. Within 2012 and 2016, an average of 115 mothers lost their lives annually at the hospital. That's not all. At least 4 babies died each day due to factors including congestion and infection. This is the highlight of a Joy News special assignment in 2017. But this situation should soon end because today, President Akufo-Addo is cutting sword for the continuation of the mother and baby unit block started many years ago. The chief executive of the hospital, Dr. Ohene Owusu-Danso, spoke a while ago.
We are delighted beyond measure because this is the day that we thought will never come. But for the last couple of months under your presidency, for a project whose initial sword-cutting ceremony was done in 1976, I wish on behalf of the KATH family to give thanks to the Almighty God for making it possible for us to see this day. As a hospital, we have been dreaming about the completion and use of the Maternity and Children's Block project for an incredible 44 long years. In fact, it was started 5 years before I entered the medical school at the KNUST. Thanks to the bold and decisive leadership of Your Excellency President Akufo-Addo, one of the longest dreams in the country's health sector is about to be fulfilled with the reactivation and real completion of works on this project under a contract awarded to Contractor Construction UK Limited.
That's Dr. Ohene Owusu-Danso. He's the chief executive of the Konfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital. The ceremony is underway, and my colleague Seth Kwame Boateng, producer of the Next to Die documentary, joins us live from Kumasi. Seth, now bring us up to speed on what's happening currently.
Okay, so after the chief executive of Konfo-Anokye spoke, the contractor who will be working on this project also spoke, and he said in 3 years they're going to finish this project and everything they need to make sure this is done within the stipulated time is finished. and he gave the assurance to the president that nothing will delay them. After that, the Ashanti Region Minister spoke, and he says he's the most happiest person in Ghana today because this project is being tackled, and he expressed gratitude to the First Lady for intervening after the Next to Die documentary. As we speak, the Health Minister is speaking, and he has made a point that the Konfanochi project is what we call an abandoned project, and not the smaller hospitals that they have come to finish. So he's happy that the president has been bold to gather enough money to help complete this project. So he's still speaking, Emefa.
Well, we know that the president is also on the bill, and then Santehene Otumfuo say too. What are we to expect more after the health minister?
After the health minister, the president will speak. He will be telling us his motivation to finish this project. And I remember the health minister saying when he told, that is the regional minister told Ashanti region, he reported to the president that Ashanti region was the most deprived when it came to health. And the president said then he had to find ways of fixing it. So I'm sure the president will be telling us more about his plans for Ashanti region in terms of health. Emefa.
That's my colleague Seth Kwame Boateng joining us live from the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. But how did we get here? Here's a wrap.
Lives were being lost on a daily basis as a result of congestion here at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Ghana's second biggest teaching hospital.
Our mortality rate was around 20%, which means a fifth of the babies would end up dying. On a bad day, we can lose 6 or 7 babies. We have days when we've lost as many as 10.
These heart-wrenching statistics from Dr. Jikua Planjuru, head of the hospital's mother and baby unit, were not the only worrying fact about the facility. Expectant mothers also had their share. According to the former head of the gynecology unit of the hospital, Professor Bafu Opoku.
2012 we had 152 deaths.
Mothers.
2013 126. 2014 108. 2015 102, and last year was 91.
All these were as a result of congestion. This same congestion meant doctors and nurses at the mother and baby unit had to put up to 4 babies in one cot or incubator.
Each of these babies is carrying their own set of bacteria, and they're sharing. Your baby may come in with one infection, and then just as he's getting well and about to go home, he picks another one from his court mate. And as I said, sometimes babies die from infections.
A few meters away from where these avoidable deaths were being recorded was an almost 1,000-bed maternity and child health unit started in 1974 but had been abandoned. This didn't sound right. These concerns triggered the Next to Die documentary, which was first broadcast on 13th March 2017. This documentary made many people angry at the reality of mothers losing their babies after 9 months of pregnancy.
And we sincerely apologize you're having to relive this rather sad experience. This is third time referral to Konfanochi, and the experience is almost the same.
The public discourse on the blatant neglect of this facility continued for weeks, and this compelled President Akufo-Addo to visit the hospital to obtain first-hand accounts of the situation. It was Saturday, 1st April 2017, and this is what he wrote in the hospital's visitor's book.
I'm very distressed at what I've seen here today. It's not to the credit of our nation that an important hospital project, Kath Maternity Block, should stand 44 years uncompleted. We have to do something about it, and I intend to do so.
Contractors who were working on the project had told Joy News about $75 million was needed to complete the project. Government has secured 2 credit agreements totaling 155 million euros to continue the project. The chief executive of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Dr. Hineba Owusu-Danso, says this would be the best gift the hospital would have ever received.
The fact that it is the facility within the center of Ghana that offers some unique specialized services that most regions don't have. The entire 5 regions in the north.
Well, from the multimedia group, we would want to thank you all for helping us push this agenda for better health for the mothers and babies in and around their.
And that's Seth Kwame Boateng giving us a wrap on the mother and Baby Unit at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital. Thankfully, there's good news today. The sword cutting is underway for the about 1,000-bed capacity. Then we can put a stop to the deaths there. You're still listening to the Midday News. You're on Joy 99.7 FM. Let's take with issues on health. So how do you measure the distance between you and the next person in observing social distancing if you're visually impaired? Difficult, but that's exactly the situation some visually impaired persons say they are faced with. Chairman of the Governing Board of the National Council on Persons with Disability, Yao Ofori Deborah, revealed this to Joy News after receiving 100 bags of rice and other items from businessman Ibrahim Mama.
Persons with disability throughout the country have been calling on the National Council to make necessary contacts for them to get support because they are at home and they are not able to move out as a result of the social distancing. You know, many of them are jobless. We always find them in the streets, and this time they are not able to come to the streets. So the only way to survive is to get charitable support from those who are well placed in society who can give them. So since then, we have made a lot of contacts, and we have not been so successful. But when we contacted our brother Omahine Kabrasante of Joy TV or Adum TV, he was able to contact Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, and kindly he has been able to give us this fantastic donation.
Mr. Mahama also donated similar items to the St. James Catholic Church in Osu to help alleviate the plight of persons impacted by the imposition of restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's his aide, Rafiq Mahama.
On behalf of Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, the CEO of Engineers and Planners, we are presenting these food items to our brothers and sisters. We've been reaching out to them every time that we notice they are in discomfort. And basically that's why we reach out to them. Even last year, we were able to help them and do a cash donation to them. That was 22,000 cedis. And my boss, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, see them as partners. And whenever they reach out to us, we have to help them in that regard.
This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM, also live on myjoyonline.com, live on Facebook, and this is your election headquarters. And the National Identification Authority has dismissed claims by the opposition NDC that it intends to assist the Electoral Commission rig the 2020 polls in favor of the governing NPP. The NDC at a news conference yesterday leveled series of allegations against the registration entity.
President Akufo-Addo, aided by his ever pliable collaborators, is in conjunction with the G-Mensa-led EC and Ken Atefa-led NIA, are desperately scheming to rig the 2020 general elections and hold on to power at all costs. It's bent on wasting huge sums of taxpayers' money to invite trouble for this country. Ladies and gentlemen, elections rigging is not a one-day event. It takes place over time through a systematic manipulation of processes leading to election day. We have long raised red flags and alerted civil society, religious leaders, traditional rulers, the media, and all peace-loving Ghanaians of the sinister rigging agenda of the G-Mensa-led EC and the dangers it portends for our beloved country.
National Chairman of the NDC, Samuel Ofuswampo, for now the authority has this morning issued a response to the NDC's allegations. First, listen to Executive Secretary of the NIA, Professor Ken Atefa, speak on the claims.
The National Identification Authority is not involved in any criminal enterprise, and that the National Identification Authority has acted with utmost integrity and done all that it has done with the best interests of Ghana, the nation Ghana, at heart. I want to assure the people of this country that the National Identification Authority is led by a governing board comprising women and men of great integrity, experience, and decency. I want to assure the good people of this country that the National Identification Authority is not involved in any such criminal design or enterprise. With the Electoral Commission, with the government of Ghana, or with any person or entity howsoever described.
Now, my colleague Joseph Akable monitored the NIA news conference. He joins me in studio with details. First, the NIA talked about the NDC's claim that voter IDs will be excluded as part of the Ghana card. Exactly what does it say?
The NIA says it finds the NDC's claim to be astonishing because its members were in Parliament when the law was passed excluding it, and they did not oppose it.
The exclusion of the voter ID card was both legal and legitimate, having been passed by the Parliament of this Republic and on sound grounds. It cannot be that the exclusion was both illegal and illegitimate. Indeed, the amendment, Section 8 of Act 750, to exclude the voter ID card, the driver's license, the baptismal certificates, and weighing cards as eligible documents for acquiring the Ghana card was wholly supported by the entire plenary of the Parliament of this Republic. Indeed, there was not a whimper of opposition or protest from any member of Parliament, both opposition and minority, government and minority, when the matter went to the floor of Parliament for deliberation.
Now, Joseph, there were some assurances given by the NIA also to ensure that every Ghanaian gets a Ghana card. Tell us more about it.
Says they are currently taking advantage of the restrictions to ensure that they print outstanding cards, but he says that going forward, once they have the clearance, they will do mop-up in various areas.
It is imperative that we, as managers of the process, ensure that every Ghanaian gets his or her Ghana card, and very soon. And so we will do all that is necessary and reasonable to ensure that this goal is achieved. And then we can also embark on the registration of Ghanaians in the diaspora as again by law provided.
Professor Kanatefa is Executive Secretary of the NIA. And it's your election headquarters here on Joy 99.7 FM. And once you meet the requirement to hold office as special prosecutor, your age is immaterial. A concluding line in the Supreme Court's judgment written by Justice Amegacha that said Martin Amidu is eligible to be special prosecutor. Court correspondent Joseph Akable has been studying the written judgment and has come through with his report.
The Apex Court's dissenting opinion, authored by Justice Agnes Doji, stated that Martin Amidu is not eligible to hold office as special prosecutor. Justice Sule Gbadegbe agreed with this view. The position states that the ceiling of retirement age of public service office, created pursuant to Article 191D of the Constitution, is 65 years. The majority opinion, which is now law, states a contrary view. It describes a public office as a combination of political, professional, technical, bureaucratic, administrative, and legal organs of government. The court held that because there was no clear prohibition, inference, or language in the Constitution that barred Parliament from crossing the 60 years retirement age when fixing the tenure of office for certain critical office holders, there was no basis to accede to the arguments put forward by Dr. Ayine that Parliament is disabled from doing so. It concluded by saying that the office was set up to carry out an important function. The court must therefore take account of its principles and bring that consideration to bear in bringing it into conformity with the needs of time. Chief Justice Enin Yabwa, Justices P. Bafo-Boni, S.K. Mafo-Sao, Professor Kote agreed with this view.
That's court correspondent Joseph Akable giving us details of that judgment from the Apex Court. Our top stories in this edition: National Education Authority dismisses claims by the opposition NDC that it intends to assist the Electoral Commission rig the 2020 polls in favor of the NPP. President Akufo-Addo is currently cutting short for continuation of the maternity block abandoned for 47 years at the Konfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital following Joy News documentary. When we return from the quick break, we have sports and later.
I go be the sugar in your cocoa, water in my bread.
We put the spotlight on young Ghanaian highlife and Afrobeat crooner Kiddy, whose vocal dexterity has seen him rise to become one of the best in the game.
My life is a testimony to the youth. I always use that because that is who I am, that is what I've gone through. So I just use that to inspire somebody.
Say you love me, baby, say you love me.
UMB was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products, and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we're poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
It's the midday news. Let's do sports now. Hans Mensando.
And before football resumes in Germany this weekend after being suspended because of COVID-19, there is so much buzz in Germany and indeed across the globe as the Bundesliga leads the way for returning top-flight football leagues. Germany-based Nigerian sports journalist Omar Akatuba tells Joy Sports talks for the resumption of action began the very day the country was locked down.
Bundesliga actually started preparing for this from the day the lockdown was initiated around the world, and of course football leagues were cancelled. They had a series of deliberations, and of course which led to presenting a 51-page document to the German government that they basically wowed the German government with a fantastic proposal which includes documenting all of the COVID-19 cases around the Bundesliga clubs, buying test kits worth 2.5 million euros, 25,000 test kits, testing every individual. The Bundesliga has been the bellwether in the, I would say, turning tack of returning football around the world. And they seem to have done a brilliant job because they are now like a role model for every other league who are looking to restart amid the coronavirus pandemic. So I think it's a big statement for German football.
Omar Akatuba speaking on the resumption of the German Bundesliga this weekend. I'm sure a lot of people are very much excited. That's your sports.
Thank you very much, Hans. Now, operatives of the Ghana Immigration Service have arrested 20 Burkinabe, Ivorian and Togolese nationals near Brekum in the Bono region for illegal entry. The foreigners were said to have used unapproved routes to enter Ghana, but were stopped at an immigration checkpoint at Kato en route to Kumasi and Techiman. This number brings to the over 1,000 repatriated foreigners who entered the Bono region since Ghana's borders were closed in March. Precious Samevo has the rest of the story.
Ghana's borders remain closed as the coronavirus cases near 6,000 with one confirmed case in Sampa in the Bono region. But some foreigners continue to explore illegal means to enter the country. 20 of such people who entered Ghana from Cote d'Ivoire through Doma and Sampa in the Doma district and German North district have been
laborers. Rahul Tandon reporting. And now a couple of other stories from Jerry.
An American cargo pilot has
Osei Asamoah has been speaking to Joy News.
As you can see now, you can see them, a lot of them.
Apologized for poor judgment in leaving his hotel to buy face masks and a thermometer.
We have about 20 people. They've given us the specific places that they passed. We will take them back to wherever they are coming from.
Some transport operators take money to help them beat the gaze of Ghanaian immigration officers by sharing them on minibuses traveling from Doma and Sampa through Sunyani to their final destinations. Bono Regional Commander of Immigration, Assistant Commissioner of Immigration Charles Yaobediako told Joy News over 1,000 foreigners have been intercepted and repatriated since the border was closed in the region.
We mounted a checkpoint on the Sunyani-Brekum Highway at a place called Kato. Since the border was closed, we have intercepted and repatriated 1,089 people. That is foreigners.
That's a Precious Semivos report. Now Becky is in the studio. It's time for entertainment.
Yeah, MFA, how do you rise to become one of Ghana's brightest highlights and Afrobeats musicians within 4 years? Only Kitty knows how to. The fourth winner of the music reality show MTN Hitmaker keeps wowing music lovers with his silky voice and superior songwriting abilities. He's, however, been in the news for the wrong reasons in the last 24 hours. Here's why.
We're told that the key vitamins that fortify our immune system are
We'll hear that shortly, that spotlight shortly from Kitty Becky.
Yes, of course.
He's in the news for all the wrong reasons. We can get to it.
If you like, I could be a fine doctor. And baby, Dr. Pani.
Dennis Nana Dramina, better known as Kitty, or rather Sugar Daddy, may be only 26, but his talent has seen him blossom into a fine artist with a powerful voice.
My dad loved music. Every morning you wake up and my dad is different kinds of highlights.
In hospital, of course, this came to light when Seth Kwame Boateng produced that documentary Next to Die, which revealed scores of babies.
I go be the sugar in your cocoa, butter in your bread.
The Lynx Entertainment signee gained prominence when he emerged winner of music reality TV show MTN Hitmaker in 2015. He holds his own as a great vocalist and performer, gracing several stages, both home and abroad.
See me, I no get 30 billion, oh no, yeah, but I got so much love to give you.
From love to marriage, friendship, and everything in between, Kitty uses his music to tell stories.
When you meet somebody, depends on what they are going through. People have different issues. So if I meet somebody who is uninspired in life, thinking of not knowing what to do, I know how to relate to them or how to deal with them.
You should know, baby, only.
My life is a testimony to the youth. I always use that because that is who I am, that is what I've gone through. So I just use that to inspire somebody.
Say you love me, baby, say you love me.
The Say You Love Me composer holds a bachelor's degree in economics and information studies from the University of Ghana, but has chosen to hone and nurture what he has, the music.
So after Sugar, I've already started working on my second album because the work doesn't stop. We have no holiday, no off time.
More than 12 singles and multiple hits, Kitty's career has seen very few controversies. But in the last few hours, a botched interview on Accra FM, allegedly due to the artist's late appearance on the show, has been a subject of talk on social media.
I feel like I don't understand why you talk. Because anytime I book interviews, nobody has done this to me before. The problem is with the show. I was planning for a beautiful interview, as usual. But if the interview won't happen, it's fine. I apologize again. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I don't mean to disappoint anybody.
Alright, so that was Kitty.
That was not the last apology.
Yeah, he's also been trending for a tweet he made back in 2013. He said that after R2B's win the BET Awards, Sarkodie can shut up about being the only Ghanaian artist to win the BET Awards, and people have been bashing him on that. So he came in and he said that I've posted some things on social media when I was too young to understand how it will negatively affect those I talked about, but life has taught me to always appreciate people's hustle and never speak ill about someone else's. Let's take me an example so we are more supportive of each other on social media. So
a lot happening with Kitty this week. We pray that he gets out of it before next week. And that's it for the midday news. For this week has been an interesting week also. I leave you with some interesting sounds. I am MFA Paul.
We're told that the key vitamins